Welcome to the Planner Suite. I'm Amy, founder and CEO. I lead the vision, strategy, and client experience.
And I'm Whitney, a lead planner on our team. I work directly with our couples and oversee logistics and execution.
Together, we've planned and produced hundreds of events, and we see the industry from both sides, the vision and the execution.
This show is all about clarity, better planning, smarter systems, and confident decisions without the chaos.
So we don't just talk about what looks good here and on social media, we talk about what really actually works.
So whether you're planning a wedding or you're building a planning business, you are in the right place. So meet us right back here in the Planner Suite. Welcome back to another episode of the Planner Suite, where we are joined today by a special guest who actually needs no introduction. She's back. Yes, welcome back. Hello.
I know, we have to add that little soundtrack.
I know. We are welcoming Mahalia from C'est Belle Events. Thank you for joining us again. Of course.
I'm excited to be back because I feel like last time we chatted and it was a long conversation and we still had a lot of topics that we did not get to discuss. So
I agree.
I think this is a good...
I think you're just going to be a regular now.
Yeah.
Guys... They said it, not me. We're going to do like a quarterly thing. I'm going to come here and I'm going to complain and tell you all the things that are killing me about.
Yeah, air out all your grievances.
I think that's healthy.
No, it is. It's therapy.
Yeah.
This is therapy. This is therapy.
Yeah.
And you guys have heard a lot of my stories and things that have been going on. And I feel like every time I come, there's a new story. Mm-hmm. And if you're a subscriber, then you know that there's always a new story.
I was going to plug that. I was going to say, hey, if you want some in between when she's not here, then subscribe.
And as long as you're not judging, because I don't look like this when I'm on subscribers. I'm at home. I be with the kids. I'm doing whatever. So, but it's always going to be a genuine conversation. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right, well, I guess but we know you're back for a reason.
Yeah, because we have some more shit to talk about. I'm gonna say all the things.
Yes,
but
let's do it. I have certain things that I've always kind of held close to me when it came to how I run my business. Mm-hmm. And as things start to happen with me within the business, I'm like, yeah, I think that has to change. I might have to do some things a little bit differently. To make sure that I'm protecting myself. I'm an asset as well. My business is an asset in the industry. So how do I protect myself? And that's for all vendors, not just planners. I think all vendors have to have a way that they're protecting their business and making sure that nobody's taking advantage of them. So
absolutely.
I know what the topic is. I know we're going to talk. So I'll just go ahead and jump into it, y'all. I have always been an advocate for tagging my vendors and making sure that they get the credit they deserve, because the truth of the matter is, without my vendors, without the other creatives that I work with, I can't do it alone. I am not the doer. Okay. I am the connector. I think that's a little bit different.
I like that.
That's good.
And I think that's different. So if being a connector, being the creator of something, you need other people around you to help bring that vision to life. Yeah. So even though I come up with these mood boards and what I want to do and how I want it to be done, I cannot physically do all the things. I can't do all the draping, all the flowers, all the, food. I can't do all of it. Yeah. So bringing on trusted vendors is part of my experience that I give clients. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So how I choose my vendors, it's not a cookie cutter thing, right? I do use a lot of the same vendors. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But there are events that I'm like, this florist would probably be better for this client in this event because of their style, what they do, how they do it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm particular in how I choose to bring a team together for a particular event.
So I'm going to stop you there and I'm going to just throw like a question in there, because a lot of clients or people are doing weddings or events, right? There's always that one person that's like, hey, my friend's a caterer. Or I want you to speak on, there's a reason why we choose these vendors.
Yes.
For a reason. I just want to speak on your experience about that. I know I've had experiences. I think we've all had experiences.
We've all had experiences. Yeah. I'm not opposed to people saying, hey, my so-and-so is this, whatever, caterer, balloon artist, whatever. Mm-hmm. But for me, I need to see, one, what they're doing, who they are, what their work is, and even communication, because I try not to be particular with all vendors, right? Mm-hmm. So for example, a DJ. okay, I get it. You may not want to go with some random DJ because you want very particular music at your event. You want it to be a certain vibe. But I need to talk to that vendor still because are you going to bring the right amount of equipment?
Right.
Do you have a microphone? Because we're going to have a ceremony.
Yeah.
Do you know, and I
Do you have insurance?
Do you have insurance? Do you have like all the things? Do you understand that just because the wedding starts at 6:00 doesn't mean you show up at 5:45 because it's not a basement party that you're just going to plug in your stuff. It's like there's a whole setup. We want to do sound check. I don't want to do sound check when the guests are here.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me before.
Yeah. Listen, we had a wedding this past year where the DJ, professional DJ on Wedding Pro.
Are you doing professional DJ? Is that what?
Apparently he's on Wedding Pro. People are booking him.
Okay.
He played the whole wedding on Spotify and an iPad.
God bless
Whitney came
him.
upstairs. Whitney came upstairs and she was like,
Oh, yeah. I do.
yeah, she goes, he's played off his iPad at Spotify, whole wedding.
Like no
laptop,
no
mixers, nothing. And a speaker.
Remember we also had that baby shower where he brought his phone and a speaker. And
Wait, y'all had him twice? How?
No, this is someone different.
I was about to say.
He had a phone and a speaker, and that's it. And they paid him like a real
Audacity
DJ.
is on sale, y'all. And it's like half price.
I forgot about that.
off. I
And
don't
then
know.
you had people like us who take time into systems, processes, and et cetera, and they don't want to pay the price.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think that's where clients, couples, people don't quite understand what our value is.
Yeah.
We've done the work for you. We've done the research for you. We have worked with these people and we know that it's not a good experience.
Yeah.
And our job is to make your experience a seamless one, a stress-free one, as stress-free as we can. But if we start bringing in vendors that the cousin, the sister, the whoever, and they're not fully prepared to deliver at the level at which I'm ready to deliver, one is going to cause a lot of friction between me and that vendor.
Yeah.
Right.
Because now I'll get on the phone with a vendor like that, for example, maybe someone you recommend, or maybe it is a family friend, which is very rare for me, but let's just say it is.
Yeah.
Now I'm asking you 100 questions.
Yeah.
What kind of
Just
equipment
to
do you
make
have?
sure,
Do you have
yeah.
wireless microphone? How many microphones do you have? Do you know what they do? How many speakers are you going to have? How loud are your speakers? Do you only need 2, or do you need to have them in different places? Are they wireless speakers? Because wireless speakers don't work in great areas where it's like very small and there's a lot of people on their phones.
Yeah.
So now I'm asking you 100 questions and you're flustered because you don't have the answers to the question.
Yeah.
And you're flustered because you're like, why is she asking me all these questions? But it's like, this is my job to make sure that everything runs smoothly. So yeah, I'm not an advocate for just the random vendors, or, I'm more about doing the research, seeing who's up and coming. Because I'm not afraid to using a new vendor. That's not something, that's actually something I pride myself in, because you got to take a chance at some point, right? And there are people who are coming up and they're doing really good work. So I've always been one of those people in the industry, like, I'm going to use a new vendor.
Yeah.
And me using that new vendor builds trust with other vendors around me.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel like I'm giving back to the industry in some way, right? I work with this vendor. They do a really great job. Now other people are like, oh, well, if Mahalia and C'est Belle believes in that vendor and thinks they did a good job, and it looks like they did a good job, either they'll reach out to me and say, hey, Mahalia, you worked with so-and-so. How was it? Hey, it was a great experience. You should give them a shot. Right. Cool. Or the other side of it is like, it was a terrible experience. Don't work with them. It's not worth the drama.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back to what we were kind of getting.
Sorry about that. But I had to bring that. We talk about real experiences, and I think it's important that people know.
No, I agree with you guys. I think this is all part of that. What I'm getting to with regard to the vendor team that you build and how important it is, and that the fact that I took the risk. I'm the one who had to work with 10 different balloon artists to find the balloon artist that does the work that I like, or work with a few different florists to really find the person who comes on time, does exactly what I'm asking them to do, and meets the expectation. So for me, when I build these teams, it's a delicate process. It's really putting together all the pieces of this puzzle to really bring your event to life. So to my dismay, I worked with a client, and I will say they because it was a company, so which makes it even a little bit more disheartening, right? Yeah. So I'm working with this client. We do an awesome event last year, and this year I have, and mind you, also my vendors are like now my friends. I have been in this industry for over 10 years. Some of these people have been part of my life story. They have been part of my baby shower. They, even outside of like just events, they come hang out with me. We hang out. We're friends. We talk. We go to dinner. So these are people who are my friends. So when you reach out to them and they're like, where's Mahalia? Like she's the one who introduced me to this person to begin with. They're questioning. So now I'm getting all these messages like, hey, so so-and-so reached out to me and I'm realizing that you're not on the process. And I'm like, oh, okay. And add insult to injury, y'all. I am 1 month postpartum. So my emotions are already kind of elevated. And for all my vendors to really be messaging me and just saying, hey, I just want to let you know, like, this is what's happening, just out of respect. And I'm like, thank you for letting me know. But here I am at home bawling my eyes out because I'm an emotional one, but also the work that it takes to really try to build out your set of clients, right? And your goal is to give them exceptional service so that they come back. Right. I'm not giving you exceptional service so you can be like, wow, that was really great. I'm going to take that with me and not include you. It myself. And that was just so hurtful for me. Yeah. And I think it was just would have been a courtesy. The courtesy would have been, hey, Mahalia, we don't have the budget this year. We really still want to work with you. You did such an amazing job last year, but we just can't afford it. Right. And I could have maybe had suggestions, maybe said, hey, let's cut this or work the budget. I'll work with the budget. I'll make it work. I just want to still be a part of the process of the experience. Yeah. And I think people always think that it's just about coming back. As a client, it's not just about coming back. The best tool for marketing is for you to tell other people about what I do. Yeah. It's for you to connect me with other people that would want to use my services. Right. So even if you are like, Mahalia, we can't pay you for this year, but I know a few people in the business over time in my, in my career that I can connect you with and see if we can get you some more events and some more work, whatever that looks like. So that has brought me to a conclusion of how do I protect myself, right? My business may not be the one that physically does the work, but we are the blueprint. We are the one that brings the vision together because you like the vision so much that you wanted to do it again. So it's not that you didn't like the service, you didn't like the vision. You really kind of plug and played the entire thing, including vendors, including the look, including the vibe. You just didn't want to include me because you didn't want to pay me. And that's okay.
Yeah. And I was going to say that is okay. And sometimes that is how the event goes. Like if it's an event that you do over and over and over again, but it's just like send an email, like just let me know, like, thank you so much for working with me. Like you really built the blueprint for that. Yes. Sometimes it's just communication. Like just reach out, y'all.
Yeah, and I have questions. I'm sorry.
No, of course.
So was the design the same?
The design was pretty much the same. Yep.
Okay, because I was like, how did they do it? Because I'm sure she couldn't come up
with... they didn't. It was nothing about coming up with anything. Yeah. It was more just...
Oh, same thing.
Same thing, same vibe, everything just essentially the same.
Yeah. So literally an annual event.
It is, and it is an annual event. Yeah. So I understand wanting to maybe keep it the same. But for me also, if I was a part of it, it's never going to be the same. Like I'm going to change something. Oh, yeah, like, yes, it's still a dinner, but how do we change up the menus and the vibe and the look and make it feel different every time? Yeah. That's my goal. Yeah.
But that's what makes you Mahalia with C'est Belle, because I can't tell you this scenario that we're talking about is similar in another space of how we see planners take an event and then copy the event and they don't change anything at all. It's almost kind of the same thing.
And I think with plug and play, like you said, for an ongoing event, maybe that works for some situations. But in other situations, if you don't get out of that box and not just take someone's event, that just means you just want a plug and play. You don't really want a creative event. You don't really care about the creativity or having something creative for you specifically. Because you may think this event is creative, but it was created for somebody else.
Right.
It was literally made for somebody else. It's like a custom outfit, right? You get a custom suit made, it is made for you. You can put it on maybe because we're about the same size, but it's just not going to be tailored to the way that is going to be tailored to me because it's for me. So any event I do, I feel like I'm trying my best to tailor it to that specific event and to that specific client. You can take it if you want, but like, it's not the same. It's a recipe. It's literally, there's a recipe. So even with the vendors that I'm bringing to the event, for example, that's a recipe that I'm creating. I'm choosing this particular vendor for this reason. I'm choosing this person for this reason. And maybe if I did your event again, I maybe would have tweaked it a little bit. Like, I'm not going to use this person because we really need this particular thing. I'm going to go with somebody else to really try to elevate or just maybe switch it up a little bit. So it is what it is. But now I find that I have to find a way to protect myself. How do I protect myself? How do I protect my business? How do I make sure that something like this does not happen to me again? So one, I will be including a clause in all of my contracts.
I like that.
And that clause pretty much says that for a certain period of time, you are not allowed to reach out to any of the vendors that I connect you with. And if you do, that there's some either fee associated or something because one,
like a finder's fee.
It's a finder's fee.
Because you found the person for them.
Right. And I did the hard work, right? That's the part I'm talking about where it's like, I had to go through this many unfortunate situations to find this particular vendor who I knew would do the job, do it well, and really deliver for you. And for you to just be like, oh, that was nice. I'm going to just take that and go with me. So I think finding a way to protect myself in that. And then I'm still teetering on the fence, guys, about the whole tagging and tagging vendors. I think that there's an idea of you did your job, you did it well, and you were paid. That's it. That should be enough.
You don't owe anyone a tag.
You don't owe anybody a tag. But I've always been an advocate for like, you know, giving people the tag for the just giving them the exposure, letting people know this is the team of people who brought this to life. They deserve their flowers as well. It's not just me, but how do I also protect myself in that same breath? How do I make sure that I'm not now delivering this amazing team of vendors for somebody else to just be like, oh, well, good, perfect. I don't have to do any work. I don't have to think. I don't have to do anything. I can literally just go to C'est Belle's page, do all the things she did for this event, and take all the vendors that she did it with. So I'm not saying never, ever, but I think I'm going to have to find a way to give credit where I need to give it. Maybe it's in the stories. Maybe it's somewhere that doesn't stay on the internet forever. And find a way to do it.
The brides are going to be shook, crying. Now they have to hire a planner. Would you believe that?
God forbid.
Now you have to hire a wedding planner.
Just laugh like, you got to find a planner, girl. No, and you know, I feel for them because the economy sucks right now. So it's expensive. Everything's expensive. Everything's more expensive than what it was probably before. So it is a struggle. And I'm not upset about that. I understand wanting to do that. But it's really more about the taking the whole entire process and idea. It's one thing to be like, oh my God, I really love this florist. I'm going to use them. I really love this. I'm going to use them. But to take the entire experience, everything that somebody does, everything that someone else had to come up with, had to brainstorm, had to have sleepless nights over. Like, I mean, literally there are nights I'm laying up thinking about an event. Like, what should I do? Like, literally, I really need it to be different. I need it to be unique. I need a different idea. I'm scouring the internet. I'm scouring places. I've actually started getting more into AI, using different AI apps to help me with, all right, here's what I see in my brain, but I haven't seen it on Pinterest. I haven't seen it on anybody's page. So can I verbally put this into words, what I want, and then be able to get AI to spit out some type of idea of what I envisioned in my head. So that helps too. So even more so, now I'm really taking an idea straight out of my head, either drawing it out or AI, using AI to do it. This is really my idea. Like, you're really now just coming and taking my idea for yourself. And believe me, I understand the idea of there's nothing new under the sun. There really isn't. There's nothing new under the sun. But be respectful of other people's creativity. Yeah. Be respectful of the process of what they do. Be respectful of how they build that and what they do. So meaning how they choose their vendors, which vendors they choose. Be respectful of it. Because it's disheartening for a small business like myself. Yeah. I felt so hurt, felt so defeated. I felt like, why am I doing this? Like, if people can just take advantage of me like this and just let me pour so much into your event and then be like, all right, don't need you anymore. It sucks. It sucks.
And just speaking of the realness of it, I follow your subscribers, but also on our last episode, we talked about this. She's my big AKA sister from Virginia State, all of the things. Yeah. So on your subscriber page, you had talked about how you were so excited, I think, when it came that you had landed this. Like, this was a goal to do like something like this. And then to kind of hear that full circle, which is just so nice to kind of hear from a small business owner, because I aspire to be just as big as C'est Belle one day. And it's just kind of like, damn.
You know, when people say that and when y'all say stuff like, as big as C'est Belle, I'm just like, C'est Belle's not even big. Like, I think it's, you know, I love where I'm at, but I just know that there's so much more that I haven't tackled and done. And when things like this happen, it feels like I'm knocked a few notches back. Like, this is just not fun. It's not a good experience. So yeah, I understand what you mean. And that's why I do share with with my subscribers. On my way here, I was just actually talking to a subscriber on the phone, like having a conversation. And she said that. She was like, I'm just happy that you share these kind of things because it lets me know that just because I'm not at the place that you are in your business, that you're still dealing with the same kind of stuff that a lot of us are dealing with. And that the heartbreak and the hurt and the disappointments, they don't stop. Yeah. It doesn't matter at what point in your career or what point your business is. Yeah.
It's actually probably worse because you're probably like, I thought I got past this point.
Thought I got past this point. I thought I was, so even landing that opportunity, it was like, oh my God, finally. Like, I'm finally getting there. And then to get it taken away was like, okay, well, maybe I'm not where I thought I was.
So speaking about that, we're talking about like vendor to vendor relationships and things like how are we setting boundaries with those different vendors as well? Like as we're going through the process of choosing them and things like that. And maybe you always take them to all of your events, but then you have that one event and you're like, you know, they just always do this and we need Beyonce, you know?
Right. You know, I love the relationship that I have built with the vendors that I work with now. And I think it's the core of that relationship is just mutual respect. And mutual respect can be so many things, right? But I think one thing it is are you able to meet certain expectations? Yeah. And am I able to clearly define what those expectations are? So I think that's where some of the friction can come in with working with a vendor. Am I explaining exactly what it is that I want? Are you listening to exactly what it is that I want? And are you delivering on what it is that I want? But also, are we working together creatively to try to make something vibe? Like, we're really trying to bring a vibe together. And that's the kind of vendors that I like to work with, right? You guys know I have her shirt on today. Okay, Braided Girls. Dami is my girl. She is a stationary genius. She's just amazing at what she does. But what I love more about Dami is we can jump on a call and I got my bonnet on and her son is in the back like, what are you doing? And but it doesn't matter because we're in a creative space. And we're like, okay, what do we need to do to make this different? All right, Mahalia, here's your idea. How can I, as a subject matter expert in what I do, elevate what you're thinking you want to do? And working together to do that, it's not easy to do that with everybody. Everyone doesn't have the same vibe. Some people are just doers, meaning I want A, B, and C. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna give you A, B, and C. But when I talk to Dami, she's like, oh no, girl. I got Q, R, S, and T, U. Like she gives me so much more than what I asked for. Same with like the light source, Doughton. I love working with him. We go on, I take him with me to a walkthrough and what I thought was my big, grand, and amazing idea. He's like, yeah, but then we got to make sure that there's lighting on it, but also elevating it, right? Because it's not, he doesn't just say, yeah, no problem, I'll put that there for you. He's like, yeah, but now we need to put light on it, because why would you have this beautiful installation and nobody can see it because you didn't put the right amount of lighting on it?
Yeah. Right.
So understanding what my needs are, what my expectations are, what I'm looking to accomplish, I think that helps all of my vendors know, okay, I know what Mahalia wants. So even for that particular event, I remember Mick, her Moments by Mick, comes to me and says, I have an idea for a balloon installation for this event. Let me show you. I had no plans on having balloons, y'all. None whatsoever. And I said, I like it. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that I thrive on and I love, because we're in a creative space together.
It's a passion.
It's a passion,
It's a
right?
passion.
Right. It's a passion. And to be comfortable to do that, for Mick to be, but we're also, again, Mick is a soror.
Yeah.
Mick, I've been working on her for so many years. So of course there's a comfort in reaching out to me to say that.
Right.
But I've also had other people just reach out like, I just want to work with you. Okay.
What's up? What you bring to the table?
Right. Yeah. Like you, so, and I don't know, does that mean you just want me to come up with a dope idea that you get to do? And, or do you really want to be creative partners?
Are you bringing something
right.
to me?
Do you really want to be creative partners? Like it's less about just what I'm able to do for you and us having a synergy.
Right.
And us being able to connect, us being able to have a conversation, and we walk away from the conversation like, this is going to be so good. Because that's how I walk away with most of my vendors. So when my process for booking my events, my clients really never have a connection with the vendors directly. So they're not necessarily talking through anything with them. I present a mood board. I show exactly what the vibe is supposed to be like. And then I take that information, I go to my vendors and we work through the process. We get the invoice, we get the proposal together. And that's my process. Yeah. So really the creative part comes in with me and my vendors. That's how we build it together. And even over the years, I've started to bring all my vendors together. So now it's me and Dami and Doughton and Mick and this person all on a call together to make sure that we are all aligned on what the goal is for the event. Yeah. And, with my subscribers this week, I think my quote for the subscribers was, it's mostly about intention and not execution. So what is our intention before we even start executing, before you pull out these, menus, before you pull out these drapes, whatever it is, what's our intention for this event? Yeah. Right. We're trying to exude this particular feeling or this vibe. What is it that we're trying to do? So I think that works really well for me and how I manage vendor relationships. I do really love my vendors. We enjoy, we don't always have the opportunity to get to hang out because we're always so busy. But when we do get to hang out, even when we're doing little walkthroughs, we're having a good time, we're laughing, we're remembering things that didn't always work out. And I've had situations like that. And that's another one that I respect from my vendors. If something did not go well, how do you handle it? It's not about it not going well, it's not about how it not going well. It's about how you handle it when it didn't go well. Right. Yeah. I've had situations I had to go back to my vendor and say, listen, I know this was not our best work. This was not your best work. Yeah. But how do we fix it? How do we do better next time? And there's even been situations where it's like, I think we owe the client some money. I think we owe the client something. Yeah. We need to give the client back something because we did not deliver on what we said we were going to deliver on. Yeah. And believe me, there have been times where the client probably doesn't even notice. Yeah. But I know. Yeah. And I know what we were supposed to do, what our intention was, and we did not do it. But I respect my vendors who are like, okay, you're right, Mahalia. But next time we know what we need to do. Because it's a mutual thing. Again, mutual respect. I'm asking you to deliver this. I'm going to give you the tools and the accessibility to deliver that. Right. So I'm asking you to give me the over the top, whatever it is. I'm not going to give you 2 hours to do it. Yeah. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 days to do it.
When I think expectations are there on both sides.
Right, on both sides. I'm not asking you to do something crazy. I'm not saying I want, like the Sweet 16 that we did. I'm not saying I want all of that, but you only got 4 hours to do it. No, I'm saying all right, I'm going to make sure that my client is booking the venue for 2 days before,
right?
So that we can make sure that this can happen. Like the vision that we have, the expectation that I have and that the client has can be brought to life because we have that mutual understanding of you need time to get it done and I'm going to give you that time to get it done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So for vendors who are watching and maybe just starting out, I guess our final question here when it comes to vendor-vendor relationship, you talked about how you all have synergy, how you all vibe together. What can you do to build that rapport? And I know you said you also work with new vendors often. Like, how do you build that rapport with them?
I think
especially when they're new.
Yeah, especially when you're new.
Yeah.
I think you have to really show up in a way that lets people know that you're serious about what you do. So something really simple. Responding back to emails, communication, being very open and transparent on your communication.
Yeah.
Being honest about what you're capable of and what you're not capable of.
That's a big one. Say that again. No, for real, that is a big one because people think they could just go in and do anything and you can't.
And that's okay, right? Maybe you're not there in your journey yet. Yeah. You will be one day if you continue doing what you need to do. But if you're not capable of doing it, don't say you can.
Yeah.
And it's okay, like in the middle of a project to be like, I actually don't think I can do this,
I respect that way better than you showing up the day of the project and it looks like it's not looking like what it needs to look. Yeah, it's given DIY.
Party City.
Right. Or it's just not what we expected. And it's not even just Party City, because I've had situations where I know that these people can deliver, but you also don't even understand the business process of your business. So the example is, we had a wedding and I sent out measurements for the elevator. This is the size of the elevator. If you have any inventory that is beyond that size, it will not fit in this elevator. But if you're not paying attention, you have too much on your plate.
Yeah.
You're not, just being here with me and understanding what needs to be done. Now you get there and your stuff can't fit in the elevator.
Yeah.
And now you're upset at me because you got to take your stuff up the stairs.
Sounds like a personal problem.
And honestly, in that moment,
sounds like
right?
an I told you problem. You didn't read it.
Right, I already told you. So the issue in that moment wasn't me. I get it, you're frustrated. But had you paid attention to the fact that the elevator, your things weren't going to fit in the elevator, then maybe you would have hired more staff that day. And then you would have charged me and the client more money to do that.
Right.
And that would have been an easy conversation to have with my client and say, hey, this vendor is coming with couches and this, and they cannot fit in the elevator. They're going to have to hire additional staff to carry these things as a labor cost to carry these things up the stairs.
Yeah.
Right.
So either we're going to cut that out or we're going to figure out, or you're okay with the additional cost that it's going to cost. But because you don't understand your business and what you need to accomplish, your task for the day, whether that's building a backdrop. Yeah, maybe you can't build the backdrop by yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe you do need to have an additional person. Maybe you can't run this, catering with just 2 or 3 people. You need additional people to accomplish what it is that you're trying to do. Because now the line for food is crazy, or the line for the bar is crazy because you only bought yourself or 2 other people, whatever that looks like. You taper your expectations to what you know you need to do. So you have 150 guests, 1 bartender's not going to cut it.
Right.
So small businesses aren't technically meant to be really small, but I learned this lesson too. Like I staff up my weddings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that sometimes at these different events and they're like, oh, I'm a small business. I'm going to show up with just me, my husband, my 3 kids. I don't want that. I don't want your kids at the wedding. I want professionals. People are paying for professionals to show up.
Yeah.
I don't need you going to go feed your kids. I don't need, no.
Right. Yeah. I luckily have not had the kids situation, but definitely have been under.
We have catering. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. She had her kids serving the food.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think someone
child labor.
Called. Yeah,
child
someone
labor laws.
On that.
She does at every wedding.
We don't use her. We've grown and we don't use that catering anymore.
Okay. Well, it's a lesson that has to be learned sometimes the hard way.
Yeah.
I think some people, we've all done it, right? Where you may be understaffed and you thought, okay, I can get away with just doing this. But you also it helps you to understand your business on the back end. What is it that I need to accomplish this day. Like, this is the event that's going on. These are all the logistical things that need to be done. Let me make sure I have enough staff because one, for myself, I'm kind of more I'm the floater at my events. I'm not necessarily stuck to any one place that I have to be here. So I prefer to have enough staff to say, you're at the ceremony, you're at the reception, you're doing the favors, you're doing, like, everyone has their own very particular job. Once you finish your particular thing, then you move on to the next. And I also feel like it's a team effort, of course, right? But everyone has to be able to lift their own thing as well. So if you're slacking and now I have to take my team off of doing something that they're supposed to be doing to help you because you didn't bring enough people to unload your truck or to whatever. So now, and I've had situations like this where I'm like, where's my staff at?
Right. Me too.
They over here doing something with another vendor. So now how does that motivate me to want to bring you back on to work with me again? Because now I know in my mind, I might have to hire more staff for myself to make sure that they cover you. I need to make sure that all of my vendors are able to do their job exceptionally well that day. Right. So as a new vendor, I think that's what you need to focus on. How do I do my job exceptionally well so that I am not a burden to anybody else? I'm not late.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Late. I didn't make the picture start late. I didn't make anything. I have enough help. I didn't have all of my things laying around. There's been too many events where I've been like, I'm picking up stuff. I'm putting people's things to the corner. Your things need to go over there. That is part of that process of learning. How do I come in, do my job, do it well, and leave almost without anyone even noticing that it was an issue?
Right.
That's to me what these new vendors need to be thinking about when they are looking to work with other people, because that's how you keep getting clients back. Right. And for me, that's how you get me back. If I'm like, wow, that was a seamless, from day one, from the minute I reached out to you, you told me, so I'll give you guys like examples of things that like irk my spirit. So like, if you're like a rental business, why don't you have like pictures of your inventory? And I don't even understand it. Even pricing would be nice, right? Yeah. Because what bothers me is now I have to ask you what you have. Do you got a black couch? Do you got a white couch? Do you got why do I have to do that? Like measurements for your things. Like I need to know if this couch is going to fit in the space that I need it to fit. And if you don't have that all listed, now it doesn't motivate me to want to hire you, even though I might think you have great rentals. Yeah. When I see them randomly on social media. Right. But now I'm going to go with a company that I can go on their website and I can see everything they have. And I can build my event off of that because I get inspired by that kind of thing. Right. I go on your website, I'm like, wow, that's a dope couch. I think I'm going to use that one and I'm going to build off of this particular piece of furniture or whatever it looks like. You don't that doesn't motivate people. So having your business in order. Having your business in order. Can I go on a website and put in an inquiry? Can I, what is the process? Am I going to DM you on Instagram and then maybe you'll DM me in a week and maybe we'll be able to get on a call tomorrow? I don't even understand that process. So
maybe your bio says no DMs.
No DMs.
Honestly,
but then there's no
not
email.
Too much, I did that once because they was DMing me all the time and then they would get mad at me for DMs. I had a website.
So do you have an auto reply?
No, I don't.
Oh, we need to talk about that. So
I don't have an auto reply, but this just happened recently. So in Richmond, we do Amy Cynthia events, but all the planners can accept weddings in events on their own. Okay. And the girl texts my personal number. I have 500 text messages on my phone. Yeah. She didn't go through my website. And then she posted, are there any event planners in Richmond? And she gets Whitney. Little does she know, guess what?
Same.
We're the same company. The money's all going to the same place.
Right.
And she gets Whitney and she was like, she said she reached out to you, but you never responded. On my personal phone during Christmas?
Yeah, I was like, it was Christmas time. I was like, did you follow up? And she was like, well, somebody recommended you, so I just reached out. And I was like, well, we're still under the same company. She's my boss.
Right. And I
do need to get the auto reply. You see, I'm learning.
So people underestimate the process, even the client, right? It's really important to follow the process. The process helps me to keep things organized. So if you like how I work, if you follow the process, it helps me to be a better planner to you.
Yeah.
So now I don't have to remember to go in my DMs to respond to you because it's going to go into my Honeybook or whatever, CRM you use to say, I have these many inquiries and I need to respond to them by this time. That makes my process easier.
Right.
And again, back to the vendors, have a process.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really, I don't care to hear that, I forgot because it was in my, that doesn't work for me. I couldn't send the pricing because get a process, get a VA, get whatever you need so that your process is seamless. So I don't feel apprehensive to hire you because it's already a little shaky and we haven't even gotten anywhere yet. Like I'm just asking for pricing and it's shaky.
And get a nice VA. A nice virtual assistant in America.
Okay.
Amy, all right.
I know, and I wasn't trying to be mean, but there's sometimes a language barrier.
There is a language barrier.
Or some things can come off rude when it's not meant to be rude. And
it's cultural.
It is cultural. And there's actually a vendor that we work with often, and she has someone that's an international virtual assistant. And by the time she shows up to service the bride, they already think she has an attitude because of the virtual assistant. Or there's a communication barrier. So just making sure that is on point because that can mess you up. And she's actually really great.
I agree with you. I think understanding, that's been an issue for me with having staff for me because I need you to carry the energy of my business as well. It's like you said, now I'm coming in and you think I'm about to be mean or I'm going to be a bitch. And it's like, no, that's just my assistant, actually. That's not me.
And that's just the way she talks.
Right. And it's not, I don't think that, so I agree with Amy on when it comes to that, like making sure there's some consistency in how your business runs. Like you said, there are vendors that we will never work with again. I know I have vendors that we're done.
Yeah, I have a list.
Like close the chapter on that, close the book on that, because you show your true colors. You show who you are in adversity. That's when people really let you know who they are and how they're going to behave is when things are tough, when things are not going exactly the way we planned, when they're not perfect. How do you show up in that time?
Right.
Not when everything is amazing, we're on time, we're doing everything we need to do. Of course, we're all in a good mood.
Yeah,
but when we're not in a good mood, how do you show up?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So I feel like we talked a lot about vendor relationships. Now we want to move to the vendor-client relationship because that's just as big.
That's a fun one.
Just as big. And I know you talked a lot about boundaries and rapport. How do you build boundaries with clients, especially maybe clients that aren't repeat clients, they're new clients? Sometimes you have to, kind of build those boundaries because they come in not knowing how you operate, how you work. They come in sending those DMs. They come in texting all the time. Like, how do you build those boundaries for those clients?
Yeah, and I think that's where the processes come in again, where you're very specific. I don't communicate via DM. So when someone does DM me, the immediate responses, I try to answer their immediate question, but then I send an auto message and it's like, thank you for reaching out. The best way to get this process started, the most effective way to get this process started is to go on my website, fill out a form. That way I don't have to ask you a million questions. I don't have to say, how many people? What's the date? Because now we're just going back and forth. Yeah. You can go in, you can fill out all that information. It'll come to me. I will see it. I will send you, again, you'll automatically get packages. If the packages work within your price range, you'll click which package. You'll get an email that says, hey, it's time to schedule a phone consultation so you can talk more about your event. And when we get on the call, it's going to be a good, effective call. Why? Because I have all the details for the most part, or the minimum details that I need. And now we can talk about your big ideas and all the things that you want and all that. So that sets a boundary right there from day one. Because once you say, they call your phone and now I could just be like, oh, hey, okay, let's talk right now. I'm not even prepared to have a conversation. I'm not prepared to have a conversation with you. I'm at the grocery store. Like, I'm not prepared to when we have a phone consultation, I'm prepared.
Yeah.
I know exactly what we're going to talk about.
scheduled.
I looked up the venue. I know how many people. I know what you're trying to do. So I'm coming to the call prepared. Why do you want to catch somebody off guard at the store or doing something with their family?
Yeah.
Because they want it and they want it now.
Yeah.
And I respect it.
Yeah.
But we are still a business.
Yeah.
Right? All businesses have boundaries.
Yeah.
You cannot call any business at any time, at any point, any day, anytime you want.
Yeah.
Even Amazon, it takes forever to even find a phone number to call Amazon. They're like, nope, you're going to go through the automated person. Then you're going to go through, there's a process before I let you go just call customer service. Because why? There are answers here that you can get before you even need to get to the customer service person.
Right.
What would you say to someone that's new starting, that is trying to create boundaries in their business, but still be there to get business? I feel like people overextend themselves in these situations when they're first starting.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I have to do it. I have to do this right now because it's a client. It's someone new, something. Like, what advice would you give to someone just starting and creating boundaries for their business?
I don't know if you've ever heard this terminology, but if you plant a tree, you plant it crooked, it's going to grow crooked.
Damn.
If you start that way, if you start that way, it's really going to be difficult for you to shift gears and fix it. So once you don't have the boundaries, once you take the calls at any time, so now you're like taking a text at whatever time. Next thing you know, this client is calling you at 1 o'clock in the morning to talk about whatever, you know? So how you start is how you're going to be able to maintain that boundary and the respect level that you're looking for from your clients. And same with the client. Like, I think if a planner or someone is showing signs of just like not being very flexible with you or whatever that looks like, any vendor, right? Because I've had vendors like that too. And I know we're talking about clients, but I'm a client in those situations, right?
Yeah.
So as a client reaching out to a vendor, you're not responding, you're taking, one of my biggest pet peeves, y'all, is you tell me you're going to give me something on a day.
This is a big one.
If you tell me, oh, Mahalia, no problem, I'm going to send the invoice on Tuesday. Baby, on Tuesday, I'm like this.
Still haven't gotten it yet.
Because you didn't have to promise me that day.
Promise me nothing. Do not and I don't do that. I don't do to my clients unless I 100%. It's like a thing that I'm like, oh no, I'm going to give it to you tomorrow. Don't worry. I don't make any promises like that. Hey, I'll get it to you early next week. I'll get it to you at the end of the week. You'll have it by this time. Once you put a promise on something for me, it's over for you. Now I'm in my phone looking for whatever it is you said you were going to deliver. But that's part of that boundary, right? Because now you're giving people mixed signals. You're telling me I'm going to give it to you on this day and you don't.
I feel like you're preaching to me. Right. I did that yesterday.
You said what?
I did that yesterday to a client. I was like, yeah, I'll get it to you by Saturday. I really am though, because I don't want to deal with it anymore.
When we finish this episode, go do it.
That's if they gave me the deliverable they were supposed that they were supposed to give me.
There are some things, and that's that mutual respect with clients, right? So for me, if I have a call with a client and we talk about, because even though I'm your planner, that doesn't mean I can do everything.
Sometimes
I
you're
can't do your
waiting
seating
on other
chart.
people.
I don't know who auntie so-and-so is and who needs to sit next to uncle so-and-so.
Can you say that again? They think you can.
I cannot do your seating chart for you. I don't know your family.
Right.
I don't know who should sit with who. I didn't know that was so-and-so's kid. They should be sitting with them. So that's your responsibility. That's what your deliverable is. So when you don't take your time to do that, now you're putting me in a bind because now we have to do your seating chart. And you haven't done your seating chart. So now, you haven't done your placement. So I can't do your seating chart. And now everything's delayed.
Right. Yeah.
So there's that mutual, I have things that I have to do on my list. This is my to-do list. This is your to-do list. You got to go get your tux. You got to go get your suit. You got to go do these things. You have to find the outfits for your bridesmaids. I can help. I can help with those things. But there's some things that these are just for you to do. I cannot get your marriage license for you. You have to get your own marriage license.
I think that's important to bring that up because there's this word that we throw in this market, luxury. It's so super overused. But
it is.
If you want someone who's exclusive, like someone who's really catering this a la carte like experience, that there's like unreasonable hospitality. Kawani always says this. Unreasonable hospitality that you have, right? you guys have to deliver your end of the deal. Mm-hmm. We can do but so much, but we can't do everything, especially with a wedding.
Yeah. I think with any event, I have these very detailed calls with my clients. And for example, you want a picture collage to show during this time, or you have to deliver those things to me. Like, I don't have them. So once we write down what's needed, you have to really kind of keep up your end of the deal in order for me to do my job well. Mm-hmm. So I'm not running around like a chicken without a head because you just gave me the picture collage 20 minutes before you wanted me to put it up on the screen.
Oh my gosh.
So I think all of those little things play a role into that vendor-client relationship, meaning I'm going to do everything I can do to make sure that this is an amazing experience for you, but I also need you to uphold your end of the deal, which is check off those things that you did. So I know you did them. I don't want to ask you every single time we get on the phone, hey, did you get your marriage license? Mm-hmm. That's time just being spent on things that can be dealt with and you could have already done them.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a client that you, I guess, had to fire because they weren't respecting your boundaries or going through your processes?
Girl, that's a silly question. You know how to fire some people and they done fired me. That is the growing pain of a business, okay?
And I guess what does that look like when you do that as well?
Yeah, I think a lot of times, even when I do a phone consultation, I always ask my clients, did you talk to anybody else? Did you interview anybody else? Any other planners? You should.
Yeah.
Like, what if I'm not the best vibe for you? What if I'm not that person for you? What if my communication style doesn't work for you? Because I don't think that everybody is meant to work with everybody. Right. I know that my communication style is what it is. I'm from New York. I'm a little bit of a fast talker. And also I get really excited in event planning. So my ideas can come off really fast. Like I start shooting things off and then you're saying something and I'm like, oh yes, we should. You know, that's just my personality. Some people aren't good with that. Some people need to get their whole idea and thought across and then I can have a conversation. I may not be the best person to communicate with for you. And that's okay. So yes, I've had situations where I've had to be like, we're not on the same page. Like we're not connecting. I don't think you understand what it is that I'm trying to deliver to you. You don't understand me. Whatever that looks like, I think there's a little bit of both where, you know, you can feel it. You can feel it in your heart. I think that gut feeling for me has come over the years. My husband always tells me, like, if I go to him about a client or about a situation, his immediate thing is, what does your gut say? Because Mahalia's gut is never wrong. Like, you're never, anytime I've ever said, I don't think it's the client for me. By the end of the event, it's not the client for me. Like, I knew it. And when you find those types of situations, I promise you at the end of the event, no one's ever going to be happy. The client's never going to feel like they were fulfilled and got everything they wanted. Because there are just some people who, they're never going to be satisfied. Some people are never satisfied. It doesn't matter what you do for them. So you have to understand those types of people to be like, that's not the right client for me because you're never going to be okay. I mean, everything can be impeccable. Like, yeah, but that one hair was out of place in this picture and you did not make sure that it was in place. And that's why I feel like you're not a good planner. And like anything, you know?
I feel like everything falls back on the planner. Like it could be like they decided to go with somebody and, you know, a vendor. And if it doesn't go right, it's you. It's you, the planner.
That's in my contract. That if you go with a vendor that you want to go with, like that does not fall back on our company because that was your decision to go.
That's good.
So I'll give you guys an example and I know she won't mind me bringing it up. So mom from the Sweet 16 that I did, absolutely love her. We are birthday twins. I don't know if I mentioned it. We're birthday twins and her daughter and my mom are birthday twins.
Oh, wow.
So we feel like, oh my God, we're destined to like connect. We're so connected, right? And I remember when she was picking makeup artists, she was like, oh, I found this makeup artist who I really want to use. I said, okay. You know, I'm not again, makeup is very particular. People like a particular look. They like a particular way their makeup to be done. So I respect people wanting to use their own vendors in those circumstances. But I did give her recommendations of other vendors, of other makeup artists. Hey, these are the people that I use, that I like, that I love, that I trust. So, you know, she went with her makeup artist. Do you know the morning of the Sweet 16, the makeup artist did not show up?
Oh my gosh.
And the reason she didn't show up is because she put the wrong date in her calendar. And she was just very like, oh, sorry. I'm just not available though. And it's like, right, just like,
please become available.
Please. Right. Give me a referral.
But again, thank you.
Yeah.
That's where back to what I said about showing up in adversity.
Yeah.
Fine. You messed up. People mess up. People mess up and put wrong dates in their calendar. People do that kind of stuff. I do it. Everyone does it.
Yeah.
But how do you fix it? Girl, call your makeup friends. Call somebody.
Make
ask
a
for
group
a
chat.
favor. Do it. I know you know other makeup artists. Do a group chat. Anybody available? I made a mistake. This is what happened. Can anyone help me? Nothing. Just was like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do it. So now it put pressure on me that day. When I should have been, whatever it is that I should have been doing that day.
Right. Yeah.
Now I'm on the phone, texting, calling, going on Instagram, posting any makeup artists available today. Like,
and you had an artist would have showed up for you.
100%
on time.
On time, ready to go, and would have did an amazing job. So even still to this day, her name is Yolanda. Yolanda's like, I'm so sorry. I feel so, every time I think of the day, I think of how perfect everything was except for that one thing. And I'm like, but that's not true. You don't know that was going to happen. But now she feels like, nope, I'm only going to, whatever Mahalia says, that's what we're going to do because I want to know that the day is going to go perfect.
Right. Yeah.
So that vendor-client relationship is important because I'm trying to build trust too. My goal is to make you feel like if Mahalia says, this is what we need to do, that's what we need to do.
Yeah. Right.
And she, believe me, she was an amazing person, amazing client. She trusted everything that I said. She believed in what I was doing. But, she wanted to pick this makeup artist. Cool.
And something big that you just said is trust.
Yes.
Like trusting your vendors, trusting your planner, all of the things. That is important. When you trust them, the creativity goes beyond and beyond because it's limitless.
Yes.
But when you don't trust them and they're a little bit worried about like, maybe let's not go over this line or something like that.
Yeah.
You limit yourself. You limit your event.
You do. I think having that trust also gives me, my vendor team, everyone this like flexibility and not have to think about every little decision that we make. Like, oh, are they going to like that?
Yeah.
No, what if we make it too big and she doesn't like it like that? Or what if it's too small and we don't? No, we can be like, no, this is what I believe as the creative person that I am, as the, producer of this particular thing. Yeah. That looks good. Yeah. That's how I like it. You put that trust into people and it really helps people flourish, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
And I guess our final question as we wrap up this segment is what can clients and vendors do to make sure that they are maintaining a positive relationship between each other?
I think just setting those expectations up front, understanding what it is that you want. So when I do a consultation, it is a detailed, well, not the initial consultation. Once you're already signed, deposit, all that kind of stuff, we have like our first design meeting. So in that meeting, I want to understand what it is that you're looking for. Everything. How do you want people to feel when they walk away from your event? How do you want to feel after the event is over? How do you want to show up that day? Do even for me, I'm very much into come a little bit early, see the event space before everyone else comes in and kind of messes it up. Take pictures in the space. These are the memories that you're going to get to keep. Of course, the party and the event is a memory, but you want nice photos in this space that you put so much time and effort and energy into. So how do we do that? Yeah. So I make sure that I'm very clear on the expectations and understanding what that client wants. What do you want? What do you need? Because there's no way for me to deliver if you don't explain what it is that you want for your event. And I'm not talking, I want it to be pink and yellow and this and that. No, I want to understand how you want this entire day, event, and everything. So understanding each other's expectations. Same for me. I think because I've set such expectations, my clients now will call and be like, okay, Mahalia, I'm reaching out because my event is in 6 months and I know you need time. I know you need to. That's the respect that they have for me and the boundary that I've set for them.
Yeah. Right.
Granted, don't get me wrong. If a client hits me up a couple months before and they need something, especially a past client, I'm going to deliver for you, but I'm going to also have the conversation with you like, hey, Amy, girl, next time, let's not do this. Let's not do it.
You knew your birthday was this date in 1982.
Right. You knew that. So why would you wait till 2 weeks before to tell me you really want to have a party?
Right.
So again, I have a client now, a past client, been doing her events since baby shower. Her daughter's about to be 7. And it's like, she's like, okay, my daughter's birthday's in May. She knows my son's birthday's in May. She's like, I just want to give you a heads up. So you're giving me time to figure out the pieces of things. I want to be there for you. But I also, my clients know, and I think I make it clear also in general, I don't want to do your event in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't want to run around here like a chicken without a head, acting absolutely crazy because now you only gave me 2 weeks or a week to plan your event. Now, don't get me wrong. That's good for some planners. If you thrive in that, good for you. I can't. I know me. My anxiety level is too much.
Yeah.
I don't even like putting that pressure, again, back to vendor and vendor relationships. I don't like putting that pressure on my vendors.
Right.
Why? We all have lives outside of this. We all have things that we're trying to maintain out of this, even just our mental health. I'm just trying to maintain my mental health. Yeah. So when you ask me to do something such short term in such small limitations, I'm stressed.
Yeah.
And you're adding stress to me. And stress means I need more money because I
No, that's real. That's so real. Yeah.
Like I need more money because I'm stressed out now. No, but seriously, like now there is that rush fee, and maybe not from my service or whatever, but other things. Vendors now have to deliver something from somewhere because now you only have this amount of time. So understanding what our boundaries are, our expectations are on both ends, I think really helps with that client vendor relationship. And back to your question, because we talked about the firing situation and having to fire people. If you feel it in your gut, just do it.
Yeah.
I had a client who, listen, y'all know there's no hold bars for me, and we'll talk about whatever we're going to talk about. And and I'll give you guys the story. It was it was during COVID. I think I mentioned it last podcast maybe, but it was during COVID, and she was expecting. And her baby shower was literally, I think, in May.
Okay.
And this is the week that COVID is happening, y'all. Okay. So this happened in March of 2020. COVID starts. And, it was kind of fishy at first. Like, everyone was like, oh, we'll be back at work.
What is this?
Yeah. We didn't know what was going on. We had no idea. We're like, okay. That same week, she messages me and says, I'm going into early labor. I'm like, oh my God, do what you need to do. Like, whatever. This is all still during COVID, y'all. Like all the numbers are crazy. You can't even bring someone in the hospital with you. Like this is how it's a madhouse. And they're like, yeah, but I still want to like keep planning the shower. I'm like, okay. Like I don't have a problem with that, but like I do want to give you your space.
Have the baby.
But have a healthy baby. Right? Have a healthy, because think about it. If your shower was in May, I don't know I can't remember when the baby was due. The baby's like a few months early right now. You guys are in like ICU or NICU. Like there's a lot going on. I'm like, okay, I don't have a problem with that. I said, but realistically, like I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just like, everyone's going through this right now. Like all my clients are panicking because they have weddings and baby showers and this. And COVID is here talking about we not about to be outside for months.
Right.
She's like, I don't really care about your other clients. I don't know why.
She said, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo about them. She's like, I don't really care about your other clients. That's not my problem. I'm talking about me right now. And that was when I was like, yep. This is it. We're going to cut ties because our priorities are not the same, right? What we value is not the same.
Yeah.
It's not about you caring about my clients and their events. It's about we're going through a pandemic. We don't even know what's going on. To me, that's just normal human behavior.
Yeah.
So once you start showing behaviors that like, this is not about planning an event or hiring a professional that you have expectations for. This is just who you are as a human being.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Sure. Okay. So I think we hit all of the things with vendor-vendor relationships, vendor-client relationships. Of course, we still want to know if you're tagging the vendors. We want to know, the viewers want to know. So tell them where to follow you so they can check in on that.
Of course. So you can find me on Instagram, on TikTok, Pinterest now, and it's all C'est Belle Events. So you'll just have to watch to see if I'm tagging y'all. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do my best. But thank you so much, girls. It's always a pleasure to come here and chit chat and have conversation. And I hope to be back soon.
Yes, always.
All right.
And you all always know where to find us. Right back here in the Planner Suite.